wanting to.
Why are you gay?
No, you are not hallucinating. Everything you grew up with and loved and cherished and held dear is dead. When I was growing up in my middle school, luckily, somehow, they had a copy of the entire Dark Knight Returns graphic novel. So as you could imagine, I was quite a lucky kid getting to grow up reading some of the best work imaginable for the Batman franchise. And what did I come out learning from that graphic novel? What was Frank Miller trying to convey? Well, he was conveying a future where the sensibilities and feelings of others were prioritized over crime, a dystopian nightmare where a supervillain's mental condition were what we should all consider, and the heroes like Batman are considered the villains for creating PTSD in such criminals. I know, right? Frit, that doesn't sound so far off from our current predicament in the year 2024. Correct. The writing of a lot of these people from the 80s was a warning to the rest of us. Because now society has basically taken the same attitude. We must consider the feelings and the emotions and the struggles of criminals, even fictional ones now. That's right, RockSteady, in collaboration with Sweet Baby, presents to us a Joker for modern audiences. Woohoo! Oh boy, we couldn't get enough of all the previous writing for modern audiences. Is exactly what everybody's been asking for. Of course, because it's obviously in such high demand based on how many people are playing Suicide Squad, right? Clearly, following through with the plan that didn't work the first time is exactly what RockSteady needs to be doing. Bravo! It's like they keep forgetting this modern audience they're trying to pander to doesn't actually exist. So therefore, this is a Joker for nobody. But, you know, that didn't stop 2,000 people from trying to give it a chance. God bless their souls. But not even I'm willing to hate play this. Hate watching it is even more painful. You'd figure after Jared Leto's Joker, Warner Brothers would say, never again. Instead, they want to give you a Joker who's all about discovering himself, masking insecurities, and a little fruity, because when people think of Joker, that's exactly what's on their mind, and not a psychopathic clown killer whose obsession with the Batman has driven him to complete insanity. Instead, they made Joker look like a rapper that would totally snitch you out if he got arrested, and for some reason, really want to insinuate how flamboyant he is. They totally couldn't be hinting at something with Joker there. No. I mean, they must have realized this is the most underwhelming Joker of them all, because they didn't even bother to give him an actual animated intro. Instead, it's a motion comic. Oh yeah, he gets no story missions, by the way. You have to grind 15 to 20 old mission types just to unlock them. So, you know, Reforged Gaming's gonna be excited about that one. He really likes the game.
One of the big pieces of dialogue when this game came out was it was so disrespectful to kill the Justice League in that way. And I was under the impression that we hadn't really killed the Justice League, that we're going to bring them back in some way. Do you still think that's happening? Like, or are they dead? Are they dead?
No, they're coming back. Yeah. I think people that overreacted to what the... Look, an artist can tell a story. You don't have to like the art, right? Or the picture on the wall, the television show, the movie. You can disagree with what they're doing, but the artist gets to tell a story. And because in this live service game they're trying to tell a story, and we saw issue 1, we can assume that, you know, you don't like what they did to the Justice League, but you gotta wait till the story's over. Like, hindsight's 2020. Like, a year from now or 2 years from now, when they're done with this game is just, they're not adding any more content to it. Okay, that's what a dead game is, right? When they're done supporting the game, it's done. Then we can look back and go, yeah, the story was garbo, right? Like, right now, the first part of that chapter 1, you're like, it's all right. But by the time chapter 10 comes out, is it still all right? Or did they rectify what you thought was bad in that game?
What has gaming become? My sweetest friend, every franchise I know gets real cringe in the end. Same old objectives are thrown at you, just reskinned, and the boss fight leading up to it is also another reskinned campaign boss fight. This is what they threw at you for $70, and they planned on having you continue to pay for more.
For a modern gaming audience.
It's as if a theater kid walked right off the stage, painted his face white, and tried to become the next Joker. There's having it, and then there's trying. You are a tryhard. Never before in my life have I seen someone attempt so hard to be the Joker and miss on nearly every single mark. Fruit by the foot Joker does not work. Nobody is intimidated by this clown.
Well, I look forward to changing your mind, Mr. Flag, sir. Oh, P.S., how is your ass doing these days?
Oh, you want to get up in my business, huh? I can get personal. What's the spill on you and the other clown, huh? She and the last Joker had Commish Gordon smoking 2 at a time.
The Shrink? Strictly co-workers, just like you and I. But hey, look at the bright side. You've got a wide open net, and I think I might be strong enough to love again. The stars are aligning. Do you feel it, Rick?
You're gonna be feeling something in a minute, you little... You're gonna have to work harder than that. You're below my rank. And I'm out of your league.
Gay!
I want to die. In Minecraft, YouTube. In Minecraft, of course. Thankfully, it's a very small amount of content, so they didn't have enough time to torture us, completely tarnishing the image of an iconic character. They had mercy this time. After desecrating all over the Justice League, they said, you know what, we're going to make sure we create a Joker gamers are never going to forget. And indeed, I'm never going to forget this one. Took a long time to get over the existence of Jared Leto's Joker. Now, we have a new Joker we can all pick on. Yay! Somewhere out there you can hear the echoes of Jared Leto sighing. Finally, he no longer has to label himself the worst Joker ever made. Believe me, being number 2 in that category is a massive glow up. Suddenly, Jared Leto's Joker became 10 times more tolerable because we've seen Gay Dance Club Joker and it ain't working out. Well, I mean, it's working out brilliantly for the comment section because all the gay jokes are absolutely hilarious. But it ain't working out for Warner Bros. Or RockSteady or SBI because gamers are not pleased with this. Because you see, all the answers to your questions are not going to be found playing as the Joker, they're going to be found in the audio logs. This game's been in the work for how long again? And they couldn't even make cutscenes for the Joker? And they have no content exclusively for him? What a giant ass waste of people's time.
Why the long face, Flagpole? Don't you look forward to our little tete-a-tetes? I've always had a soft spot for you, Ricky boy. Well, not you, but you get it. So, hit me! With questions?
Gay!
Holy f***. Yes, this is really what they're serving you. And yes, they expect it to be enough to entertain you. And yet for some reason they can't read the room and see that nobody is laughing. So if you were hoping to see some sort of dialogue exchange between Harley and Joker and a huge ass explanation, you are not going to get it. Joker's just there. He's content and nothing more. I searched far and wide to find any sort of dialogue exchange between these two characters, because that would have been the most interesting thing. And all you get are little quips from Joker here and there, and there's nothing unique about the way you unlock him. That's the worst part, because it's a glimpse as to how you will be unlocking all future characters for all of those 12 plus updates or so. And it's boring, it's unfulfilling, it's unrewarding. They had absolutely no ideas. Yeah, just make the characters grind old content again and, throw a new character as if it is content. This is the results of people who collaborate with SBI. What narrative consultation group would ever be like, yeah, this is an appropriate way to introduce all future characters? No! Now that players can expect how it's going to go, nobody's going to be there day one for all those updates. You can barely manage to get 2,000 people playing. What about the audio logs, Frid? I mean, that counts as content, right? I mean, people pay games to hear the characters talk instead of witnessing them do things, right? Oh yeah, of course, yes. And as you could expect, it's, well, it's incredibly gay. At every opportunity Joker gets when talking to someone else, he can't help but turn it into a gay remark. Because again, that is what they're strongly hinting he is, because they think that makes him special and unique. Because they have no clue how to write. Yes, of course, Joker, who once had clever quips, has resorted to gay innuendos every chance he gets. Oh, isn't that lovely? Doesn't that just make you laugh? Ha ha ha! Modern audiences, laugh with us. Ha ha ha! Look, if there was nothing redeemable about this Joker for you, but at the very least you were interested in hearing those audio logs, don't bother. They are not worth your time. I sacrificed my mental well-being listening to them just for you. Heed my warning, you will stay away. If you don't want to go crazy and start trying to pull out your own eardrums, just trust me when I tell you, they went all out with how flamboyant Joker is. That was the big character shift they had for him. They really thought they were gonna captivate audiences, turning him into a stereotype. And not a good one. I mean, obviously, it wasn't enough to have Rick Flag be gay. They gotta have Joker be gay, too. It's queer mania out here. That's what they consider to be, you know, a unique take on a character. Just change their sexuality, change their race, but never make anything about them as a character actually stick out or be different from other counterparts. It really says something when gamers have decided to touch grass instead of play your game, because that player count is not going to sustain this game long enough. They're gonna pull the plug on it before they ever get to release all the content, or what they consider content. When in reality, what this is legal digital torture. This is what happens when you seek writing consultation from SBI. And don't say they had no involvement. They're in the goddamn credits. Enough with the gaslighting. Yes, they are trying to turn everything you like gay. Yes, they are trying to make it cringe. They are trying to normalize cringe. That's their entire goal, to normalize cringe. And you wanna know how I know it's working? Sorry, Alex, hate to throw you under the bus like this, but I needed a good example, and sadly, you were the best one. You know it's working when Alex believes better voice acting would help, when in reality, there's nothing you could do to make such a piss-poor script sound like good dialogue. It just doesn't flow well. There is no alternate universe, Alex, where better voice acting would make this funny or albeit scary in the slightest. The entire dialogue needs to be reworked because Joker doesn't talk like this. The fact that anybody thinks the dialogue here is salvageable and can be saved by better voice acting needs to be put into question. Sorry, Alex. And I would know that's the case because Kevin Conroy's in the game and there's not a single bit of dialogue from him that could save Batman's character. Nothing. As a matter of fact, you could argue that Kevin Conroy voicing the game only made it worse for people because it completely tarnished his final performance. Well, one of his final performances. But it is just further proof that normalizing it has been working. Well, that or a lot of people are just unable to perceive cringe, which is an even scarier thought. But that's that modern audience that they're talking about. I mean, you can look at it both ways. On one hand, this sucks because they completely butchered the Joker. But on the other hand, this is great because there's barely that much content to have to suffer through to witness this butchered Joker. But fully expect them to sabotage and ruin every character you can think of. It's already happened. They're greedy. They haven't gotten enough out of you. They want you to suffer. They won't stop until every single DC character is put through a humiliation ritual. But hey, I mean, at least we can cope with the fact that the game was a flop. I mean, that's not gonna stop SBI from being used in future projects. But if it prevents RockSteady from making another DC game, I'm okay with it because they're clearly incapable. And I'd rather not see another intellectual property I enjoy go to shit. But if it's this bad now, just imagine what's gonna happen to Wolverine, what's gonna happen to the X-Men game, what's gonna happen to the Black Panther game, what's gonna happen to the Blade game. Fret, please stop. I can't stand you ruining things that I'm always hyped for. Well, I'm sorry, but if I don't do it, nobody else will. So, for that, you can like, comment, share, and subscribe if you so choose to. Get me to 80,000 subscribers. Seriously, maybe at 80,000 subs, some people will actually start listening to me. So, consider it, and I'll see you in the next one.
Fritango sucks ass.